Hello and welcome to another edition of the Diamond Cooper Show, coming to you live from my hometown of Washington, D.C., on this wonderful platform called YouTube, on this Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. You know, this day is always about the ladies, it's not about the guys. It's about making the ladies happy, making sure they feeling good. But Valentine's Day gets tainted by history. For those who don't know history, you had Saint Valentine. That was not someone that people with integrity would glorify. And if you do your research on Saint Valentine, you will see some information that will probably support the fact that he probably was heinous, to be polite. Then you had the Valentine's Day Massacre, when the mob bosses were killed up north. And then today, while the Kansas City Chiefs are having their celebratory parade for winning the Super Bowl Sunday, people open fire when they get to the end of the parade. One person lost their life to this point that's been recorded. 22 people were wounded, and 11 were children, man. Last report, which came in within like the last half an hour before I started the show, you still have children that are separated and are looking for reunification with their family members because of how people scattered when it transpired. They're being placed at their Union Station in Missouri, and hopefully their family members get their kids and they get back home safely and everything. They got 2 people in custody. No information about that, who they are, whether they suspects or whatever, whether they witnesses. One thing that always transpires in this company, man, I said company, that just shows you how it throws me off, this country. The dark forces always show their face. When there's so much positivity going on, people coming together for something that's good in the midst of celebrities beefing and going at each other from the same community. And then there's something that's good going on, it's celebratory, and people come out there and open fire, man. And y'all shot 11 kids, man. I pray, man, for the families. I hope everybody's all right. I hope that my condolences to the family that is official that they lost somebody. Prayers go out to you and your family. Prayers out to all the families of all the victims of this senseless shit. Just makes no sense, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many people out here doing so many reckless things and not understanding, man, you know, not only are you going to get, you know, rectification for your actions through karma or whatever you might believe in, but endangering children and families, man, at a situation like that, when you're celebrating a team bringing a championship to the city, it goes beyond hatred, man. You know, and if the 2 people that's in custody didn't do it, but they wind up taking the fall, because they're going to try to make somebody take the fall for it. Whoever really did it, karma always catches up, bro. Take it from someone who know. Moving right along, the for real segment is saved for last. But I got to congratulate, Shaquille O'Neal. He got his jersey retired from the Orlando Magic, number 32. And everybody knows that Shaq was the beast when he played. And he started off in Orlando with Penny Hardaway, and they went to the finals once. They beat Jordan when he retired and he came back and he was wearing the 45. They knocked him off, went to the finals, lost to Hakeem Olajuwon and the Houston Rockets. Kudos to Shaq, man. You know, you the diesel. You the most dominant center ever, most dominant basketball player ever as far as physicality down low. Congrats to Shaq. Got his number retired. Well deserved. Draymond Green comes back from the suspension and plays against the Suns the other night. Steph Curry hits the game-winning shot. They win. But throughout the game, he going at Nurkic, who he got suspended for throwing a hate maker and dropping, mind you. But he calls Kevin Durant and Nurkic cowardly for their comments after the situation. Kevin Durant basically said, you know, I hope he get the help that he need. And I understand that it's probably a personal thing because they were teammates before. Draymond Green wasn't teammates with Nurkic. But I mean, like, all of these athletes are going out of their way to express this bravado and this toughness. Like, they want everybody to just know that they tough. You made it. Whether y'all came from the slums, whether y'all came from the projects, whether y'all came from the hood, whether y'all came from a silver spoon, wherever you came from, you made it. So all this Tony Tough shit, y'all can go ahead and park it, man. There's no room for it. Because you professional athletes, you out there to play a game that all of us love growing up. Some of us that was athletes anyway. Growing up, we love to play it. You guys get to play it for money. You won championships. You one of the best defensive players ever. You definitely a savant. You know the game. Like all this old bickering back and forth, like this shit got to come to an end sometime because y'all niggas not going to do nothing. You're not trying to lose your brand. You're not trying to lose your money. You're not trying to compromise your bottom line in any fashion. So stop portraying the image that y'all really about that work because you're not going to do anything. Let's just be real. You're not going to do anything. So all of this, you got security teams. You're with the team security that's besides your own security. Even with the comedians that's going at it and the people going to Shannon Shop and everything and Mike Epps, like everybody has security. It's not going to escalate. So stop acting like y'all really trying to do something. Y'all not trying to do it. You're not trying to do no time. You're not trying to lose no money. So stop acting like y'all about that life. Everybody want to talk about, we're going to see if you about that. You not about it. It sound good for the people who are your fans, for the people who follow you. It sound good, but when you be real with yourself, you're not trying to jeopardize because all of you who talking all this shit now, all of y'all have said before on television, you're not willing to jeopardize what you got for something that you feel is beneath you. So if you're not willing to sacrifice what you have for someone you feel is beneath you, or for something you feel like you shouldn't entertain or you shouldn't deal with because you got so much going on, then why you acting tough now? You already let it be known that you're not trying to lose what you have. So keep the Tony Tough stuff in your pockets, athletes, because y'all are not going to fight. No, y'all not going to do none of that. Those type of athletes are basically gone out the league. Y'all are not doing it. Y'all are not meeting up in no parking lots. Y'all not having no private conversations talking about let's meet up here. Y'all not getting no boxing rings. Y'all not doing none of that. So all this trying to act like you so tough and you ready to do this and do that. Y'all not doing shit. Nothing. Because your ass ain't trying to sit in no jail cell. And if you do sit in that jail cell and you pay your bond and you get out, because most of y'all are in states where they got bonds, you're going to have an apology. You're going to try to salvage your career. Come on, man. Stop faking the funk. No need to play tough, athletes. Keep that shit to yourself. Before I get into the for real segment and finish the show, because I'm not gonna be with you too long tonight, I got a remedy for the defensive players like TJ Watt, Miles Garrett, Michael Parsons, Max Crosby, what all these holding calls. Because you're looking to play a lot of holding be happening and they don't call it. I have the remedy. And it doesn't take a lot of time or analytics or none of that shit. Hey, stop. Stop, man. See, I'm trying to do a show and this damn cat is on the loose. Yeah, get in the window or something. Pardon that, y'all. I like dogs. I ain't really a cat fan. No offense to people who like cats, anything like that, but I'm not really. They too sneaky, man. Too quiet, too sneaky. I'm not with that. But I have the remedy. Make holding a 5-yard penalty. That way, just like false start. And if you get it, it's not going to cripple your drive. Because when you get the holding and it's 10 yards, it take you from first and 10 to first and 20. And that basically cripples your drive. Go ahead, make it a 5-yard penalty. It won't cripple drive. And it'll get called more fairly. Listen to me. Anybody who in the sports world, or you know somebody in the sports world that knows somebody that knows somebody. And if you're just joining me and you haven't joined me before, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. But anybody who watches and you know somebody who knows somebody, tell them, petition for it to be a 5-yard penalty. Won't be that hard. They'll call it more fairly, be more sacks, be more penalties that go against them that need to go against them because they be just like egregious with the holdings sometimes. And now to which I normally start with, but I got to finish with. For real, Jason Whitlock. Let me preface my statement by saying that you do have enlightening points of view when it comes to the hierarchy in corporate America. I give you that. But you express something that I have to let you know you're not qualified to do. You're a journalist, a pundit, however you want to phrase it. But you're not qualified to speak on a lifestyle you haven't lived, just like you, Stephen A., other athletes speak about. And with all due respect, everybody has a right to their opinion. However, if you all live by this standard that someone who hasn't been in the profession that you've been in isn't qualified to speak on what you speak on, then that means that you also aren't qualified to speak on lifestyles, professions that you haven't been in. Case in point. Jason Whitlock says that ESPN is the new Death Row Records. And for those who remember Death Row Records, you remember who were the artists, etc. He says that Stephen A. is Tupac Shakur. He says that Bob Iger, which is one of the higher ups at ESPN, is Suge Knight. And then he says that Shannon Sharpe is Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls wasn't on Death Row Records, Jason Whitlock. Biggie Smalls was on Bad Boy Records, who were beefing with Death Row Records. So you kind of messed yourself up when you said that off Jump Street. But I digress. What would you know about what happens in jail? Because you made a statement that with the back and forth between Shannon Sharpe and Mike Epps, and they talking about pulling up, and Shannon was talking about pulling up, and Mike Epps was talking about he don't fight, it's going to be blinker, 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 and all that. You said that the only time it's supposed to come to a fist fight is if we in jail. Okay, yeah, we're going to come to a fist fight. And if you were insinuating that they're not going to do anything, okay. But the way you said it, that wasn't what you were insinuating. You were insinuating that you knew that when in jail that it came to a fight. How much time have you done, Mr. Whitlock? Have you been to state penitentiary? Have you been to the federal penitentiary? Where are your facts? Where is your evidence to support your theory that when there's a disagreement in prison, then you automatically have to fight? Now, just so that you know, in case you see this clip, Mr. Whitlock, I've done over 17 years in federal prison. That's not how it goes. I know people who have done a long time without fighting at all. If someone who isn't a journalist isn't qualified to talk about journalism, how are you therefore qualified to talk about what happens in prison if you've never been there? Because you would have to be going off the word of mouth of somebody else, and maybe that person wasn't telling you the truth. But you put it out there as if it's some fact and that people are supposed to just abide by it and rock with it and add that to their theories. No, that's not how it goes. And then you said that Shannon Sharp put himself in a situation where he's going to take this type of ridicule and he's not built for it. And then you talked about how you were built for it when people come at you. Well, how would you know if you really was built for it if it's only virtual? It's only virtual. Y'all are not like in each other's presence going through all of this. It's all virtual. So how do anybody know who is built for what? What y'all doing is y'all taking slangs from the street and y'all implementing it in your dialogue and in your narrative to try to make yourself seem hip. But the people who are really from the street, we know that you're way off base. You're way off. That's not how it works. You're a freaking journalist. You're not from the streets. Leave the streets out of the points you're trying to make because you're not a representative of the streets. I am. Because I really come from that. So to see somebody misrepresent what people look like and how people act that actually come from that, can't let that rock because that's not how it is. See, all of y'all who got out, however you got out, if you were actually even ever there from the street, it's good. I'm happy that you got out because I don't wish that lifestyle for anybody because it wasn't beneficial for me and for a lot of people that I love that are here and that are not here anymore. Rest their souls. But to continue to try to act like you hip and you know what's going on in the street to try to boost what you're saying to make a point, that's not going to help because there's no validity to it. You're not from the streets. Nothing against you. Because like I say, you do make a lot of good points when it comes to the hierarchy. So I got to give you credit for that. You do make a lot of good points when it comes to how people are minimizing what they can and can't say and can and can't do. I give you credit for that. But when you said that Tupac was responsible for how rap is now, no. I don't know what you had to drink or what you ate, but you definitely couldn't have really been listening to music then or now. Rap has none of the versatility that Tupac brought to the table when Tupac was alive, rest his soul. Tupac was revolutionary with his rap. This rap we're listening to now was not revolutionary. You said these are basically, this is the result of Tupac. It's not the result of Tupac. The way that Tupac was rapping and the way that Tupac came to the table with his rap, he was not rapping to have people doing what they doing right now in the rap industry. Tupac brought a level of versatility that these rappers don't have. You can barely understand today's rap. Tupac's flow was concise, clear, and he was on another level than this rap. Now, if you want to talk about people that are in this era right now after Tupac or after since Tupac left in 96, after that, you know, you can speak about people like Wayne, Nas, Jigga, J. Cole, Dave East, you know, those type of Scarface, you know, those type of people in that lane, yeah, they continued on that lane that Pac was in, but Pac was his own. How are you going? That's what I'm saying. That's just how we know that your street cred is just like, it's missing. It's like hollow, man. We can't see it. Because this rap right now is nothing like the rap that Tupac brought to the table. Nothing. Nothing at all. Make sure that when you make your points, you don't include the street in your points if you're not from the street. Because what you're doing is you're making yourself look crazy to the people from the street that probably got respect for you. But when you try to speak for somebody and you're not from that realm, kind of makes you look foolish. And this is with all due respect. Everyone on TV talks about the qualifications, but don't utilize that same train of thought when it comes to themselves, when they get to speaking about something that they really know nothing about. Nothing but peace and love. But Mr. Whitlock, stop utilizing the street to try to back your points. Because yes, you do bash some people. Yes, you do create drama with other people. Whatever your angle is, that's on you. That's none of my business. But when you get to talking like you know what's going on in the street and you try to utilize that to support your points and you're off, got to point that out. Happy Valentine's Day to all the ladies. Most of all, my mommy, my aunties, my sisters, my daughter, my nieces, and my baby Nell. Happy Valentine's Day. Love y'all. Shout out my man Michael Woody. He'll be the special guest on the show tomorrow at 7:15. Peace and love. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm out.